Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Young Justice. So let's start talking about this episode. So this episode opens up with Zatanna and her as Dr. Fate and a little bit of that story. I was like, oh, that's exciting. Are we gonna go back to that story? That doesn't happen. She only shows up in the beginning and the end of the episode. But the complaint I've been having about this season, honestly, but especially this arc, there's so many stories they try to explore here. So we still try to get to have a culmination of Rocket's story and her story with her son. Being on the spectrum, but we never really get to see her with her son. So they use Orion and his story and her relationship with him to tell a story about her son. And I kind of wish we had the whole arc to tell that, because I'm like, oh, that's interesting that I guess they're trying to compare it, but I'm like, oh, I want to see more of her with her son, because that's an interesting arc and that's something to build her character and to build the character arc in general. So I'm like, oh, okay, that kind of felt squeezed in. And then we get to see the Phantom Zone and explanations of that, and obviously a dump of exposition that is known for the season of Young Justice. That I personally don't like that style of storytelling. So we get that on top of the Superboy mystery. And then Forager has this love story that has been lasting about 2 episodes, where these two Foragers are in love, and then I guess other Forager has willpower, so she's about to die, and she becomes a Green Lantern. And I was like, that felt so random to me. I'm like, oh, cool, I guess interesting, she's a Green Lantern, but I hardly know this character, and do I know that she has willpower? Was that a powerful moment? Not really. And that's kind of me saying that, yeah, there's so much being thrown at you. This is a 20-minute episode, and I just mentioned Zatanna, Superboy, Rocket, Forager, and honestly, there's probably 1 or 2 other things that happened in this episode that I just didn't mention. And I feel like that's the struggle of this episode, the struggle of the season, is that they're trying to fit so much that the potentially great stories aren't really being fleshed out. Again, the Rocket story, or even this Forager story. I'm not saying it didn't have potential to be great. I just think after 2 episodes of 2-minute scenes, it was a little hard for me to care that she was a Green Lantern. So that's my opinions on the episode. I do think it ended in an interesting place with Zatanna. I wish the opener and the ending was this episode, because I'm curious to see where Zatanna goes and her mission for Superboy, and it seems like it's gonna lead into Nightwing, because they mentioned a detective, so that's probably gonna be the next arc. And I'm like, all right, I'm curious to see where that's gonna go. But yeah. Didn't love this episode. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode. This is Comic Uno, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Bye.